Hi everybody, so I'm going to be cooking fried rice and I'm going to show you guys how I do it since I make it a lot when I'm on Tiny Chat with you guys. And you guys always ask me, what are you making, what are you eating, how do you make it? So I'm going to show you guys how I make that. And I hope you enjoy it. Also, my Tiny Chat link is, I will put it in the description bar. It is tinychat.com/Theorangecitrus. So I hope to see you guys there. I have Tiny Chats on the weekend, and sometimes throughout the week, randomly though, not always. But they're every weekend, and I will be there. And I cannot wait to see you guys. So, thanks for watching. Okay guys, first things first, you're going to have to fill a pot full of water. It doesn't have to be filled all the way, just enough to hold a bag. And you're going to place it on the burner and turn it to about 7, at least that's where mine needs to be, about 7, and it'll slowly come to a boil, and that's what you want. You want to have it come to a boil, and then we'll get to the next step. Okay, as you can see, the water is starting to boil, and what I have here is boil in a bag white rice. You come with 4 of them. I've used all but 1, and they look like this. It's a bag with holes in it, and this little nifty thing to hold it with like your fork or something, or you can hang it outside of the bag, but you're just gonna set this in here and let it cook for 5 minutes. You can have it cook less if you want it a bit harder. If you want it a bit like softer, you can let it cook for more. But let that cook, and then we will be back. Okay, once it gets to this point, you can turn off the little thing. Yeah. You can take it over to the sink where you're going to rinse it. And you're going to pour out all the water, and that is steamy. Okay, fogged up the lids. You're just going to let it drain. What I have here is this little pan, which I'm going to turn on to 5. And you have oil, eggs. This is teriyaki sauce, soy sauce, A1, and ginger. And these eggs are free range, and they have like this little pink thing on here. So, and if you notice, okay, well you can't tell from my hands, but they're actually really a lot bigger than normal eggs. I don't know why, but they are. But what you're gonna do, I can't do while holding the camera, so you're gonna crack these 2 eggs into the bowl, and you're gonna discard the shells, and you're gonna mix them. You're gonna pour your oil, vegetable oil, into this pan, and you're basically going to make scrambled eggs. And then I'll get back to you. Okay, so now you've got your mix of scrambled eggs, which should look something like this. Oh, foggy. Unless you don't know how to make scrambled eggs, in that case, ask somebody who has experience in it, because I don't really know how to explain it, because it's pretty simple. But you're going to stop that, and you're going to go back to your bowl. There's the eggs, and there's some leftover stuff, but that's okay. What you're going to do is you're going to take, well, what I do is I take ginger, which is just like it's a blend of ginger. Okay, and you're going to take a little dab of ginger, and that was a little bit more than a dab, but you're going to set that in there, and then you are going to, I mean, you can really add whatever, but I add soy sauce. It looks like a lot, but it's a lot of rice. It's a pound. So that, and we've got other stuff added too. And this is teriyaki sauce. And I'm gonna add some of that. Oops. And then A1 sauce. Who doesn't like A1 sauce? Oh, sauce, and you're just gonna pour it in. You can add a lot, you can add a little, you can add none of this at all, really. It just depends on you. But then you're gonna take your fork and you're gonna mix all of this up. And it should actually smell really good. If it doesn't, then you've added something you don't like. But for me, it smells really good. And you're just gonna add it to your eggs. You don't have to add it directly to the eggs. You can wait until you put your rice in, but I added it directly. And you can always add more if you want more of something, if you want less of something. I don't know what to do about that. You've already put it in. But now I'm going to turn this on 2, which is low. I'm going to go back to my rice bag. I'm going to get it. Here it is. It's not focusing. Focus. Okay. So I'm going to set this down and get some scissors and cut open the bag. You want to pour it in for me? Okay, so now you have your white rice mix in there, and you just stir that in. Did you put onions in it? You can add chicken, which is what I used to do before I was a vegetarian. You can add shrimp, you can add whatever little things you want. You can add peas, you can add carrots, you can add corn, which is what I really like to do. You can add sesame seeds. You can literally add anything to this mix, and it's really yummy. And I like it. But if it's like Asian foodie, so if you don't like Asian food, you probably should not eat this. It's not like Mexican food, which also consists of like a lot of rice. It's not like that. It's 2 different types of food. But it actually looks really tasty. And I can actually eat this whole thing by myself. The amount of eggs you use, the amount of rice you use, the amount of anything varies from person to person. So find out what you like before you dive into my strategy of cooking it. Because I could have completely different taste buds than you, and you might actually end up hating it when you could like it. So that's just something to keep in mind. And should be done cooking. The rice is gotten a bit cooled, which is okay, because if it is too cold, you can always turn up the heat. Quite literally. But yeah, that's how I make my rice. I would definitely recommend adding shrimp or chicken if you are not vegetarian. And if you are vegetarian, add a ton of vegetables and it'll still be great. Alrighty, bye bye guys.